So today we are doing Homeless to Billionaire Principles 5 and 6, and we are going to start off by reading the Mastermind Principles. Let me share my screen.
The purpose of the Mastermind is to learn leadership, build teams, and create multiple sources of income together.
We are here to inspire and challenge each other to reach and exceed goals.
Each member is committed to their own success, as well as the success of every member of the group.
We are committed to meeting in person for 1 hour every week.
We are present. There is no multitasking or distractions during meetings.
Collaborative, and we listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging. So go ahead, Vicky.
We celebrate each other's successes without jealousy.
We are honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
We're open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses.
We trust fellow members enough to share fully.
We are focused, but also think it's important to have fun during meeting.
We are real and authentic. This is a no BS zone. We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the high forces, one mind, one love, or one soul, one love.
Noble Goldman International is a conscious, aware, and engaged global community of abundance and freedom creators.
Our mission is to create 1 million millionaires who are free from the time for money paradigm. We focus on creating multiple streams of income through masterminding, team building, and the effective utilization of the internet-based platforms.
Mastermind becomes an opportunity for self-mastery, where the self-transcendent shift from the me to the we to the us occurs. As congruence and engagement increases, the world's consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time.
I'm so sorry. That was terrible. All right. So let's stop sharing. Well, that was fun, guys. I think that's the funnest one we've had so far. So how is everyone doing today? I'd like to hear your wins for the week. Any wins that you've had. So let's start with Vicky.
Oh, okay. I just said this in the last one. Hold on. I got to find that page. So I'm on day 65 of the 90-day challenge, so I'm excited about that. I'm starting the 30-day quest on Tuesday. I'm starting my Loss and Grief Mastermind on Tuesday. I've actually was asked to join a mentorship program for this software community I'm kind of involved with to learn about accounting and website building and all sorts of stuff. So that's kind of exciting, a little different for me. And I think Jimmy, so if you know Jimmy Fagan, he's in NG. He also put out for a mentorship program. So I actually connected with somebody who's somewhere in the Middle East and was asking about like meditation, like affirmation kind of stuff. So that's been kind of exciting. And I joined another mastermind, which takes place on Sundays with Celeste and Antonio, which is like no other mastermind you've ever seen. It's very different.
I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, you have to. So it's at noon on noon Eastern, I should specify, on Sundays, and it was really good. I mean, I enjoyed it. So that's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Vicky. All right, who's next?
My turn.
Yeah.
Oh, the wins for the week. Just been doing a lot of self-development and learning things about like rapport and stuff like that. I joined up with one of our MSIs this week, trying to get that started too. So it's a win for me.
Nice.
Awesome, man.
That's great.
Go ahead, Mark.
It's been a pretty busy week. As far as wins, being able to spend some time with my boys and that back home, just self-development and getting more into thinking about being grateful when you first wake up. And that's really helped a lot on my way of seeing things, and how you start your day out right, and being thankful when you first wake up. Just trying to keep working on self-development, reading, podcasts. I really do like this book, Homeless to Billionaire. It's a great book, and it also reinforces that you can do whatever you want if you set your mind to it.
I love that, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, go ahead. What kind of wins have you had this week, Ariel?
Well, I woke up and went for a walk a couple times this week before I did anything.
Right.
That was really great, and I got to have Thanksgiving meal with my parents, even if a lot of other people couldn't see anybody. And I was thankful for that. I'm making a lot of headway on my my room organization. And it's been satisfying. And I made it to this room.
Yeah, thank you for being here, man. We appreciate you being here.
Can I just ask, since I don't know, Ariel, where do you live?
I live in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay. So you're near Matthew.
Yeah, we met here in one of our many groups that we've been through.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you go, Zinwa? What kind of wins have you had?
I would say like just being more intentional and more. I listened to some training. I read the book, audiobook, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. So it's been like more personal development, just listening to audiobooks and then falling asleep with audiobooks as well, you know, like training my mind subconscious.
I did that too for a while. I get it.
Do you absorb it through osmosis?
That's what happens.
The subconscious mind works pretty funny. Like, you know this, Vicky. Come on.
I know. I was just teasing her.
Why teasing?
I like Zinwa. And by the way, sorry, one of you was talking about gratitude, and Zinwa's a really good person because she's actually written on this. She doesn't talk about that, but
Yeah, I can send a copy to the group maybe. No, actually no, it's only on WhatsApp. I can send you if you send your email in the chat, I can send you your copy with email if you'd like.
Cool.
Thank you.
Anyone who wants to. Welcome.
All right. I guess then it comes to me for my wins, which are, man, I've had a lot of wins. I don't know, man. I keep more people are kind of coming to me, so I feel like I'm in that good flow place where the universe is just providing everything for me, which I super love. I love being in flow. I feel like I'm riding a wave almost, and it feels really good. I just started another MSI, and Brian came up right behind me, which is exactly what this NG platform is built for. I love that. Oh, Larry!
I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm going to set up on my laptop from now on. I was just cruising around in my car, and I pulled over. So this phone thing is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It can be hard, man. It can be hard.
Oh, okay. Funny story. So I ordered the book, and the book came from Washington, and it came down to Orlando, and I live in a nice little town north of Orlando called Oviedo. So I'm watching the tracking, right? And I'm really thirsting for this book. And so the book comes to Oviedo, and I'm like, all right, should be in my box. And then it goes to Winter Springs, and Winter Springs sends it back here. And then they sent it to, wait a minute, hang on. They sent it to Longwood, which is about 40 miles from me. Then Longwood sent it to Jacksonville, which is way up north. And then way up north sent it up to mid-Florida up there. And I went to the post office lady yesterday. I said, what is this, the Twilight Zone? Are you guys kidding me? You know, what's the deal here? So finally the book came through for the third time to our post office, which I thought was funny. But it goes to show you, no matter what, tenacity always wins. Just keep going forward. So my wins this week are, I sat down with a friend, a business friend from church, and I said, look, I need to be accountable with somebody. You know, I know the 7 habits of highly successful people. I know that you can't get anything started without a plan, but I kind of feel like I'm in a daze. And I've got all these decisions to make with new businesses and stuff. So, you know, I've put some goals back together, focused on what I need to do, because you know, to define your purpose is really the starting point of all achievements. There we go.
Nicely done, Larry. I like that. Well said. I love that win. All right, so I guess we'll just get started and jump into the book now. We were on Principle 5. So I know some of you don't have the book. I did do a video earlier this week on what the 2 chapters were, but just to remind everyone, Principle 5 is the celebration creates addiction to progress. And I love this quote by Richard Branson where he goes, colleagues should take care of each other, have fun, celebrate success, learn by failure, look for reasons to praise others and not to criticize, communicate freely, and respect each other. I thought that was really beautiful, and it kind of matches up with what we do here in this mastermind. And really all the other masterminds I've been a part of, I feel since I've been a part of this the past few months, it's just created so much growth. And I try to celebrate that on a daily basis. So I guess my first question will be, how do you celebrate your small wins and how do you celebrate your big wins? Let's start with Vicky.
I treat them the same. I don't know. I don't treat them differently. I think whether small or big, they're of equal importance, to be honest. How would I celebrate? Well, if we weren't in partial lockdown, I'd probably see people and go out and do something. So it's mostly online, kind of sharing, like in masterminds or in chatting with different people. Like, hey, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll go to tell my kids, and my kids just kind of, I mean, they're teenagers, right? They kind of look at me, they're like, yeah, that's nice, and like they move on. I don't know, like I have some stuff I'm working on, so I went ahead and I got myself an early holiday gift, so I'm excited about that. But I shared it with Matthew. It's a workbook for drawing, and I have the book, and it's to help me improve my drawing and my sketching. So to me, sometimes just getting myself a small little treat or gift.
I love it. Nice. Brian.
How do I celebrate my small wins? Usually, you know, I'll give myself some time to do something like play video game or something like that for a couple hours, and you know, I might make some brownies or whatever, some cookies or something like that. Just celebrate, you know, the small wins. The big wins, I like to, you know, just celebrate with my family. You know, maybe go out to eat or something like that. You know, I guess it all depends, you know, what we got going on at that time, but usually we'll go out to eat or something like that though.
Nice, man. I like it. Mark.
That's an area I need to work on big time. I just keep going and going and don't even stop sometimes to celebrate the small wins, and that I acknowledge them, but I don't really celebrate them like I should. I think that would help a little bit. It's different because, well, it's different because I don't have no family around or anything right now. Since I moved was a year and a half ago, I guess. And that makes it a little bit hard too, I guess. I just basically work and come home, and then get to see my fiance every once in a while. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the sharing, man. I know it can be hard. Like those moments when you realize that you've gotten stuck in that rut can be difficult. Like that's when you have to find time for yourself to be able to do these small celebrations. It could be as simple as reading a chapter in a book, or it could be, I don't know, what other ideas do you have that you could start doing small wins?
I don't know. That's something I need to really think about. I don't know. I think the biggest thing to help on that issue, and I think Vicky's touched on this before about a gratitude journal or a daily journal also. That way, I think that would help a lot, because by having a journal, you could reflect back on your wins too. Whenever you're having a bad day, you could actually look back and realize where you've come from or the wins recently. I think that's one thing I want to start working on.
There you go. Nice, man. How about you, Ariel?
It's hard to tell. It's hard for me to give myself wins. I have pretty high standards for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm trying to work with create healthy celebratory practices. Besides just turning on the TV, which it's not working. But my biggest successes for celebrating wins is probably just turning on some music and dancing.
I like that.
Just moving.
Nice.
I like that, yeah.
That's great.
Music is awesome.
Yeah.
Music is a great tool, man. It has that energy, man. I love the way that it can help our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings all kind of align with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, music is a beautiful tool.
It's a great way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, as
That's
a
an interesting
coach, man,
word
that
choice.
makes me want to ask you, what are you escaping from, man?
From loneliness, mostly.
Okay. Feeling lonely lately, huh? It's okay. We're here for you if you need us, man. Don't be alone. Don't do it alone.
Yeah.
That's
can
what I
message-
love about this community, man.
Yes.
We are in a mastermind. We are in it together.
Yeah, don't be
Message,
a lone wolf.
Feel free to message any of it. Well, you can message me. You don't know me, but we message each other all the time.
Vicky's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like me and you're up at 2, 3 in the morning. Some of us, Mark, we're up. We message each other in the chat.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to know when people are awake and
Cool.
whether I'll disturb them or not.
Well, that's the beautiful part about our community, man. We're all around the world. We have people in all areas of the world, which makes it so awesome because people are awake all the time.
Matthew, can I just suggest, since Ariel doesn't know any of us, when you're done with this question, maybe we each say where we're from kind of thing, so time zone?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we might have to, because we're getting more and more people. We're going to have to start doing more introduction type things, which I didn't really think about today. Larry, you're next, my friend. How do you celebrate?
Let me go over a little bit of empathy for Mark and I guess Ariel. This COVID has really been difficult for everybody worldwide. I can empathize with you guys. It seems like I've been locked up for 8 months because I've not seen my sons, which only live 3 miles from me because the ex-wife has put them under quarantine, which is really, really, really difficult because I love them so much. My fiance, which we were going to, start a new life, is in the Philippines. I can't go over see her, get her on the visa and get rolling. So, you know, in life, when these things happen, like when I went through 14 months of cancer and I was stuck in the hospital, you're in a cocoon. Well, you have a choice when you're in a cocoon to self-improve or really just get depressed and die. So even though it's really difficult, you feel like you're trapped in a spider's web or you're all by yourself, you know, that's when we self-improve. And that's why, thank God, Matt, and God bless you for reaching out, because I was praying for something like this that really helps us all improve. So I can, you know, make myself better to move forward. What I do when I celebrate success, in the small successes, I'm accountable to people. So I pick up the phone and give my friend Greg a call, and I say, hey, man, I just want to let you know this is a great day. This is what happened. You know, I was shooting for this. And, you know, give him enthusiasm, because that makes his day too. You know, it's not his goal, but everybody's great. You know, people that love you are happy to hear that you've accomplished something. You're moving forward. Even though you may be in a cocoon, you're improving yourself. On the bigger successes, this is something that may help some of y'all. I always put a gift in front of me. Like I have a certain income I'm about to obtain with my business, even though it's hard because of COVID. But when I get up to this level, there's a $350, oh my gosh, I love this watch. Citizens Echo Drive that does, it's solar. It's the most amazing watch you've ever seen in your life. Every time zone in the world, it knows, you know, it's atomic radio controlled. It's the coolest watch. So when I get to that level, it's sure enough, if I accomplish it, then I get that reward. And, you know, that's Pavlov's dog theory. You know what I mean? We reward ourselves, and that makes us want to go and get more successes.
Exactly. I love that.
That's
man.
great. It's great, Larry. Appreciate it.
Yes, you speak so concisely too, so thank you.
Well, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys.
amazing, yeah.
Went on radio for 12 years. I've spoken in front of
I can
thousands
tell.
of people.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
no, it
kind
was
of
a
know.
compliment.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, I was apologizing in the way of I don't want to be intimidating. So my love and my heart is the most important thing. So
You're a beautiful human, man. We appreciate you being here, and thank you for sharing
Yes.
all the knowledge that you have gathered over the years. We appreciate it greatly. All right, Zenwaya, it is up to you, my friend. How do you celebrate your small successes and your large successes?
All right. Thank you so much, Larry, for this, for sharing. It was really inspiring. And thank you so much for this question. It's so important. I was just thinking the other day, actually, this came to me like every day I should celebrate myself something in some way. Like celebrate, you know, we have small wins every day. And so I was thinking, okay, how do I do that? So I thought about this, and usually I would like, I would call up a good friend and just share it and be so excited and say, hey, this happened, and we would talk, and you know, and it was both, you know, happy. So just celebrate that way, or I would just go out to eat with a friend, or we'll just sharing it. Mostly, I feel like I'm sharing with people. Yeah, I share it, and so I'm thinking, okay, I should do a story, you know, do a story and just share my win on Facebook or maybe closer knit, community. But I have some things on my list now. I got some more ideas. Yeah, they're more exciting.
Any favorite ideas on that list?
Yeah, I found myself a good reason now to do some to aim for like buying myself some good gifts really good gifts, and
Very nice.
taking
I
a
love
trip.
it.
Yeah.
Self-reward, that's good.
That's right. All right, so I guess it'll be my turn. For me, my small successes, I don't know, I do something real small generally. I don't know whether it could be like I said, like reading a chapter in a book. It could be doing some kind of like something I've been wanting to do, like go to a beer with my wife or something. Go grab dinner with my wife, a nice dinner if it's a bigger success, of course. Ultimately, with my goals that I have in my head, I know that I'm having larger rewards coming to me soon, so I'm not too worried about it at this point. But I'm looking forward to learning how I'm going to celebrate, especially once I have the monetary thoughts that I have, I guess, because I've never really had that position before, and that's an okay thing for me, you know. So it'll be new for me. I like new experience. New experience is beautiful. So that's how I celebrate with my wife, family. Again, I think that's a common theme with all of us here, is that we want to celebrate with people, though, and I think that's something we should all remember as we're celebrating. Include somebody if you can, whether it's through a phone call or a chat or your wife or husband or whatever it is that you have going on in your life. But when we include other people, that's when everything picks up. So I love that. And actually one of his bold points here was celebrating successes with others. So it's cool that we covered that one already. Celebrate everyday things, create addiction to progress. All right, so then we move into principle number 6, the law of vibrational giving. What were your guys' thoughts on this one? Go, Vicky.
So I liked this one. I kind of already believed it and did it, just in maybe I didn't term it in those words per se. I liked what he talked about in the chapter, because a lot of people, I mean, I'm not religious, but for people who are, usually there's that tithing where you give automatically 10%, and he talks about it to your religious institution. But I liked when he talked about it giving in a different way. So, and for me, giving, I love to give, and I love to buy something for somebody as a thank you, not expecting anything back. But and that's why I like when he talks about the feeling and the emotion, like you're putting that kind of emotion or feeling to it. So, you know, if Zinwa did something for me and I would mail it off to her to say, here, thank you. Not that she's expecting it, but I would put the feeling in what I purchased, and also kind of those thoughts when I mail it out, if that makes sense. So to me, that's the vibrational, is like you're putting a feeling or an emotion to what you're giving. And I think it makes a difference. Like I was at the grocery store the other day, and the cashier asked me, they're collecting for the local food bank. So it was like, it's $2 or something. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And you know, she says it's amazing how many people are flat out just say no. And I'm like, well, for me, I understand for some people they can't, but for $2, I'm like, okay, so I don't get a coffee. Like, I like to support my local coffee shop when I go out on a walk at least once a week. So I'll give up my coffee, you know, whatever. But it's just nice to, I don't know, it's just nice to give.
Nice. Brian, what did you think when you read this chapter? What were some thoughts that passed?
Well, it really made me rethink my giving, and I really got some good pointers on this type of giving, and it's basically what you put out or give in the world to others, you're going to receive back. And like he was talking about, he pulls out the biggest bill when he gives to someone on the street or something, and I get approached a lot because I have to go into the city sometimes, and there's been times where I'm like, why can't these people get a job? They're healthy, but this really changed my thinking on it, and I'm going to do what he says and try it out. And I also like the part where he's talking about like religious institutions where you pay tithes, if people go to church or whatever faith you're in, if you have to give tithes or help out with donations, you want to give to a place or organization that you feel spiritual, that spiritual edification. And that really stood out to me. I'm like, that's true. If you don't get a edification from that place, maybe we should, you should go to a different place where you can and give your tithes there. But that was a really, really good chapter. I really liked it. Thank you.
Nice. I love that, Brian. Yeah, he was talking, I think he said it was Dr. Joe Vitale, called it receive spiritual nourishment from it. So as long as you're receiving that spiritual nourishment is kind of where the feeling, that vibration comes from, I guess. Mark, what about you, my friend?
It really hit home for me as far as the part I've always started to believe in, and that's to give and not expect in return, but also to give with love too. Your emotion plays a lot into it, and it's not only about money. It can be about anything, helping someone or anything else, but you just do it. You don't think about what you can gain from it. You just do it to be kind to one another. And it's great because some people try to give you money or something, and it's like, no, just pay it forward, just do it to somebody else. So it's kind of a ripple effect if you do it too. I think in the book it said that too, if I remember right. It's not only about how it helps you or helps the other person, but also the person witnessing it too. There could be somebody standing around witnessing it that can help that it can bring it to them too. It's very informational, very good and reaffirming for me.
I love that. Yeah, I find it so beautiful. It's those small acts of kindness that we do, that we put out, that create that beautiful energy. So I think you are so right on the head on that one, man. Ariel, I know you haven't had a chance to read it, but what are your kind of thoughts from everything you've been hearing?
Let's see. The idea that when you do give, however small, the thoughts that came up to me is that you're still receiving something. You're always receiving something, be it gratitude or just love, satisfaction, to know that you've improved someone else's life somehow, and that energy, that satisfaction you can use somewhere else in your life.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think you're right on that. What you put out, you receive. That's just a basic concept that's been talked about for thousands of years now. I think you'd think we would all know about it by now, but for some reason it's just not getting through our I don't know, reptile brain maybe. As humans. We're just we're stubborn.
Yeah.
I know here in the United States, we have more of an individual concept of life, where other places like in Japan and Asia, they have more of a collective society. And, that does make a difference, Like over in Japan, if you lost your phone, left it on, say it fell on the ground, that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true exactly, but, nobody will touch it. And if you go back there the next day, it'll be there, to get. So, looking out for each other.
That's interesting. Hey, Larry, what do you think of this concept of vibrational giving?
It's very important to me. How do I put it? I've got a couple things to say about it. People say they're not religious. Well, I'm not religious. I'm Christian. I have a relationship with God. And when we give, God is so giving and awesome. I mean, if you can count the things that he's given us, it's beyond our comprehension. So when we give, we unify ourselves, or we stand with, or we bond with God. And that's what makes us say, oh, this is the purpose of life. Like for 10 years now, it's the 10th year that we feed the poor Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I cooked and I cut about 10 to 12 turkeys, and that's just a lot of work. But it's not the work; it's the love that you put in doing it. And I think it was really taught to me by my father. I was really blessed. I don't know if I've mentioned him before. He was a salesman, and then when he became in his 40s, he said, "I'm going back to school." He got his doctorate in theology, then his doctorate in psychology, and all he did was help people. He just was an amazing man. And the last thing I'll say about it is a short story. I went to my son's high school a couple of years ago when he was still in high school, and the principal came out because I had to drop something off, and his name's Pete. And I said, "Hey, Pete." He goes, "Hey, Larry, how you doing?" I said, "Pretty good." He said, "I got to tell you," he said, "you have the most amazing son." I said, "Thank you." He goes, "No." He said, "He's here at 6 in the morning, setting up the sound system, setting up the stages, do all this work. He's unbelievable." I said, "Yeah, I appreciate that. I know he's got a job here." He said, "No, he goes way out of his way and does more than he's supposed to." I said, "Well, Pete, my family was taught that if you really want to have a happy life, you really want to feel good, then serve others, help others."
Amen.
I love that, man. Thank you for sharing that story. I appreciate that greatly. I could just look around the room and I saw people like, "Yep."
Well,
Be true.
even in that, you feel a bonding with God, don't you? I mean, you do. You go, yeah, that's the basis of who we are, is to love one another. As he taught, love one another.
You start with love, man. It works every time. It's the most awesome thing in the world. I have had so much more joy since I initiated that in my life.
Yeah, this is such a powerful gift of giving, and I think that, okay, so what did I get out of this? That the feeling associated with it, it's like it's like a grateful. You're grateful. It's like you're grateful for it's just a feeling of gratitude, and that's how I can explain. And then that attracts like the connection. That attracts more good because it's like it goes into your heart. It's coming from the heart, and the heart is such a powerful thing, and you're radiating, love. So it has to. God blesses that. Yeah, and yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Zinwa. I was muted.
Perfect.
All right. So now, I guess for me, I got to answer it too, huh? I kind of have been
Yeah, you do.
I've kind of been interspersing, but whee! Nope. There I am. Focus. See, I have a hard time focusing. I guess I should give more focus to something. Maybe I could get some vibration back. Vibrational giving, I think, is such a powerful concept for everything. I found that whenever I'm out in public now, which isn't as often as it used to be because of pandemic reasons, I try to give a smile. I try to give a thanks. I try to give a how are you? I try to acknowledge every person I meet. As long as, you get eye contact and it doesn't look like it's going to be uncomfortable or anything, or like you're going to scare somebody. That's not the intention. My intention's always now focused towards how can I make this the best experience possible for everybody around me, everybody that comes into my sphere of influence. I want to try to find a way to give something good, give something loving, give something of value. And since I've really changed that, since actually really joining NG, as we've been kind of going over those mastermind principles over and over again, and I utilize that in my own life, just like I do with coaching, it's just like magic has been happening. And I love that about life. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Now I have to ask, so are you wearing a mask when you go out shopping? So you're smiling at somebody with your eyes? Because people have to learn.
Eyes. Yeah, I've learned to really kind of.
Yeah. If you smile and you got the mask on, people don't know.
Yeah.
Be happy you meet them.
Yep.
I think that's another thing the book was talking about, describing how if you give to someone, you can see their eyes light up and the joy that comes into their, you know, into their soul. I thought that was pretty cool too.
That's watching the energy, man. And that's so fun. So fun, especially after it's just, once it becomes knowledge that there's energy there, you see it all the time.
That's the key point, though. You have to acknowledge it first,
Right.
before you'll see it in others.
You have to truly have faith in that there is energy there to see. It's just hard. Like I mean, there are some people that apparently can truly see like the energy fields around people. I haven't been able to achieve that myself, but I feel like I sense certain things sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it for me. I wanted to keep moving through this chapter real quick with another question here, and I guess we got to make it fairly quick. We're getting down to about 9 minutes here, and then we'll have to call it good because I want to respect all your guys' time. I know you're all busy people, so it's definitely important. So I want you to think of something that you wish for in your life right now. Can you do that for me?
I'm sorry, Matt. What's the question?
I want you to just think of something that you want in your life, something that you're wishing for in your life.
You want us just to think it, or we're supposed to verbalize it?
Just think it for now.
Okay, good.
Just for a minute. Now, in our order, so you're going to go first, Vicki. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you going to give a vibrational feeling to get to that wish, that thought, that want?
I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, to be honest. You know, most of you know, I focus a lot on kindness and gratitude, and I just want to keep doing that and maybe amplify it a little bit with the holidays coming up. And I think by doing that, you get back what you give, right? Karma.
You do a beautiful thing, Vicki. I love your thought processes and how you think and what you do for other people in service. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Thank
You're
you.
truly an epic human being, and I love that about you.
Thank you.
All right, Brian.
The thing I want most out of life is just to be happy. I mean, you can have all this stuff in this world, you know, and if you're not happy, it doesn't do you any good.
How are you going to give happy?
How do I give happy is to be kind, like Vicki was talking about. Be kind to others, help them, helping others, serving others, you know. Loving your neighbor, you know, that's a good way to do it too.
Nice. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Mark, what did you wish for, and what are you going to do to vibrationally give that?
I don't know, the biggest thing is trying to figure out how to be a better friends than that, or I don't have very many friends. The biggest thing, like the scrolls I've been reading and that, one of them was that before you talk to someone or anything else, and you're silently, you just look at them before you even say anything, and to yourself, you just say, I love you. And it makes a totally difference how you respond to them also. That's one thing I've been trying to practice in that too. Self-improvement, reading and studying, and like Vicki, kindness and being grateful. Trying to start a journal also, so that I can reflect back on. It's like something else I read before where it's not about competing against someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That way it kind of keeps track of where you are and how far you've come too.
Love that. Thank you, Mark.
Beautiful.
Appreciate your share, man. How about you, Ariel? How about, what are you going to give kind of to get what you want? Get what you
My intuition tells me that I want adventure. I want to see new things with people. And how I'm gonna give that is I've been teaching my roommate some cooking skills, and it's fun to see them get excited with the result, to see if it and to note it, see their excitement when it turns out well.
Right.
fun when you can see people light up, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is cool.
And it's good to be encouraging too, and that too. That's great.
I love that. Larry, how about you, my friend?
I thought you said that it was what are we looking forward to in our life at this time? Was that the question?
What do we wish for? What do we want? What is it that we're going to then put out to get that wish, to get that?
What are we wishing for at this time?
Yeah, what are you wishing for?
Okay, Mark and Vicky were very poignant, and I appreciate y'all's input. I want to get married, man. I prayed for 3 years. I put down, I want a Christian girl. I want a teacher or a nurse. I want brown eyes and dark hair. I want this. I want that. I want this. And everything came true 3 years later when I found her. Women are the greatest gift God has given man, and also could be the biggest headache, but I won't do my Rodney Dangerfield and Al Bundy at this time, okay?
Good idea.
But come on, a little levity, you guys. But I think to give, and I was thinking that while y'all were talking, to analyze, what do I give to get this back? Because she's stuck in the Philippines, and because of COVID, I can't go over. So I think what I'll do is the relationships that I do have that may be hindered or wounded is a good word, to heal those within my family or heal those in my friendships. Write them a card. The great thing about cards is you can't argue with a card. It's sitting right in front of you, and you just give them what you feel and what you think, and it's a touching thing to do. So thank you for that insight, Vicky and Mark. I think what I'll do is open up the relationships and heal the negative ones I may have, or help them go forward. And in that vibe, it'll open the doors that I can get over the Philippines and get on with my life.
I love
Beautiful.
Very good, Larry.
Beautiful.
The only thing too on that, depending on what kind of relationship or what kind of discussion you need to talk to them about, or the cards, if it's something that can be taken the wrong way, you may want to talk to them on the phone or something.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like text messages, where I've seen text messages, one person thinking totally different out of a text message. And then my thing that I've been doing and trying to teach my sons too is, if it's something critical or something that's important, to talk to the other person, at least on the phone. My brother and my nephew aren't talking anymore because of a text message that went the wrong way. And that's my only input on that. Depending on what it is, I was just trying to put 2 cents in, not just trying to give advice. That's all.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
Good advice.
Good advice.
Forgiveness is important to happiness too.
Yeah.
If you can forgive others, that's a good thing. I mean, you don't have to let them off the hook, but you releasing that you're releasing that a grudge or whatever you want to call it, helps you actually.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Right. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Otherwise, sometimes it can get you to the point where you're bitter,
Mhm.
and that's not good at all. I really appreciate your input, Larry. I feel the same way. I just want to be married too, and COVID's really thrown a wrench into everything. It seems like.
Yeah, I don't want to grow old alone. And, you know,
Right.
even though love is hard, love is
Right.
great. I mean, love is great. It's a great thing to have. So,
Exactly.
You got to find it first.
And and once you find that special one, especially if they're godly and everything, they can motivate you and help inspire you to grow too. That's what I've found with mine, and it's amazing when you find that special person.
All right, Zinwa, you want to go
All
next?
right. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for the input. It's so amazing to listen and just learn. Yeah, there's this forgiveness prayer. If I could just say that real quick. It's this Hawaiian prayer. It says, I don't know if you know this yet, but I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. If you just say that with the name of the person, like on the first line, and then you just repeat that, it's so powerful. And then sometimes I'll write it down on paper. Okay, that's all. So what do I see? Okay, so I saw myself on stage because I like to sing, and I kind of a really creative person actually, because I like to sing, and and then my hunch, like I just had a hunch, like I could just pitch. I could just pitch and just like email people, different people, different industries. I could, like, doors are open, like using the law of attraction. I could just go ahead and just put myself out there. Thank you.
I want to see you put yourself out there, Zinwa. So you finally recently started posting pictures.
Yep.
I want to see a good video. Come on, let's do a singing video. Hey, maybe you and Ariel can get together and do a singing video.
We should do one for the holidays.
cool. I'll pull my
Thank you.
guitar out.
Woo! We got the NG Freedom Creators Band going on.
Actually, it'd be kind of fun when you think about it.
Wow, that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
there we go.
Matthew does the guitar, right?
Oh, no. I leave that to Larry. He's been doing it much, much longer, and he's not a new.
50 years of playing guitar. I did play with ZZ Top one night in Houston, Texas.
Oh wow.
Oh wow,
Pretty cool.
that was
That's cool.
Okay.
Now they weren't a concert. They weren't on stage. We were in a club, and I did know them, so they kind of invited me up. It was fun.
That's cool.
oh, that's a great. That's awesome, Larry.
Love some ZZ Top.
Matthew, before we end, just more for Ariel, if we could just say where we each are. So, and if
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so where are you? You're in Oregon, right?
I'm in Oregon. It's Oregon. I'm in
Wow.
Oregon.
Oregon. Sorry, I'm in Canada. So
Oh,
Where in
I'm in
Canada?
Montreal. I'm in Montreal though.
okay.
Oh, cool. I love
Hey,
Canadians.
Montreal.
Okay.
Hey.
Zinwa?
Zinwa, where are you from? You're
Germany.
Germany.
Brian?
I don't
I'm
know.
from Kentucky here in the U.S.
Mark, where were you again?
Wisconsin in the U.S.
Nice. And Larry?
Down here in Orlando. Y'all come on down. The weather's awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
And I'm at Oregon as well. So pleasure, everyone, today. Thank you all for being here. This is the end of the Mastermind, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
Have an
weekend.
abundant,
Thanks. Have a good
have
weekend.
a prosperity weekend.
Have a prosperous weekend.